with Handy Job.
Yeah! My problem isn't talking in front of people, it's staying on track. This picture has nothing to do with what I'm pitching except for describing who I am exactly. My business card says professional dreamer. That's what I am, that's what I've always been. I dream up things and I make them. This piece is called Beauty in Blue. It's glass and bronze. But that stuff is really, really expensive to make. And it's hard to get into a gallery. As an artist, you've got to have like 6 pieces, a portfolio. It's a pain in the butt to do. It just is. So, being a creative person, I did this one. And then the next slide, I designed a piece, actually for the Western Slopes as I came back out here. Well, that's just a mountain. That's all right. This piece is called the Western Slope. It's a C for Colorado, red, obviously, stacked on stone, and each one of those 4 pieces is glass representing pieces of the Western Slope. You got the Colorado Monument, a mountain, sunlight reflecting off the water, and water both frozen and liquid. That whole piece is 6 to 7 feet tall. The C is welded and done. I've got to buy the stone, and I've got to do the glass up in Crawford. It's going to be about $800, $900 to do, and so I don't have the money to do that. Creativity costs a lot. So I got a job, because you have to, working at Walmart, and then I started getting bored at night. So what I did was, being bored and finally having some money, I remembered my youth, right? Video games. Who played video games when they were a kid? Woo! Yeah, there he is. Come on, man. Okay, 5 people. Who knew people that played video games? Right? Who got a kid that plays video games? All right, you know somebody that plays a video game. So looking into it, I found out which system would be better. Xbox One, PlayStation 4, right? I like PlayStation 4 better. Xbox One's got Halo, that's awesome, but PlayStation 4 is the way to go, better system. So I got it, and playing with the controller, I noticed that it is made for very small hands. Your thumbs hit if you've got normal sized hands, and your pinky's got nowhere to go. And if you're a gamer, your pinkies will start cramping up, and your thumbs hit, and it's very painful. So, being the creative person that I am, I said, hey, I can get something going and sculpt something. So, what I did is this is the actual controller I got with the game. I sculpted these out of sculpting, put them in the oven, and glued them on, and dipped them in rubber. But when you play a game for 3 hours, it starts looking like you just threw it around everywhere. The rubber's just melting off. But this is what happens. You got a pinky for a place to rest, the outside of your palms are kicked out, and your thumbs don't hit. So it works perfectly for that. Obviously, you're not going to have anybody want to glue them on a $60 controller. So what I decided to do was, being a creative person, you guys know business, I just know creativity. I got to find people that can do the stuff that I can't. So talking with, I don't know if it was Dennis, but I was introduced to Andrew, a gentleman that does 3D printing, is up in Mesa College. I talked with him here. I videotaped it, I got the whole idea to do a Shark Tank venture, and we filmed that, and after a couple of months, he got me these. I put these obviously in the bag, this is my product. So, and while I was doing it, I said, wow, these do a handy job. Ipso facto the name. It does a handy job. So, he's 3D printed these, and it did a great job. The first one was not so great. Well, he did the 3D modeling, did the printing. I use them, they work great, and they just slip on the controller really easy. They will have an L on them. Should have given another picture that I have with the design. They're going to have a ridge on them that actually, is anybody familiar with the Large Hadron Collider on the border of Switzerland?
Yeah.
They just found the Higgs boson, right? Well, there's a picture of it, so I basically made my picture, and it's going to be the actual texture on it is going to be the Higgs boson, because I love science and I'm creative. So, if there's any questions, please go ahead.
What's the cost per unit? What is the cost per unit?
I'm going to be selling them for, I did do, I came in here last, what was it, Dennis, like 3 months ago?
Yes.
Like 3 months ago?
Yes.
Yeah, yes. 3 months ago, I basically rented out this room and I had a study group. I put it out on Facebook. But we're in Montrose. It's hard to get a big volume of people. You want a bigger number to talk to people with money. So I had 8 people. They tested it out. Got 100% positive feedback. I will be selling them for $26. I said that on a survey, $26. Everyone circled yes. Even a young lady who had smaller hands, and I thought maybe she wouldn't want them. She said, I will want them because it's a softer rubber than the actual controller. And she said she will use them sporadically from time to time because she liked the way it felt. So they'll be sold for $26. You'll see on the paper that I'm passing out, if you buy 12,000 units, they will be $2.20, fully packaged and ready to go into stores. I'm trying to work with, I'm both contacting GameStop and Amazon.com, because who doesn't love Amazon, right? It's a great avenue. Trying to get like a year contract with them, a year exclusivity with just that company. But being in the position that I'm in, I don't have contacts like that. So you're cold calling somebody from the customer helpline. It's hard to get a hold of Rainier, the gentleman that's the CEO of GameStop. So that's the avenue I'm at right now. I made a video pitch to Shark Tank. They haven't gotten back to me yet. It's a good product. I did my research. One of the reasons also that it's great to start with PlayStation, there's over 30 million PlayStation 4s in the world. I estimate 25% I can get to purchase the handy job. Part of the problem is that's just a guess. I'm just pulling that number out of the air. But gamers do, if you know a gamer, they're willing to pay. If they have any discomfort or any problem at all, they're willing to pay extra money to fix it that minor amount. The price point's not too bad at $26. I would even could go down to 18, but I think it would sell really well at $26, and that's why I marketed it that. The PlayStation 3 had a controller that came out. Someone redesigned a whole controller to look more like the Xbox One, and you're paying $65 for that whole controller. I'm giving you the option that you can have the old PlayStation 4 or the new one for $26. You don't have to spend the whole $65. Any questions? Any more?
So let's go back on your target market would be individual users that are gamers.
Yes.
And you're looking at trying to sell it through large distribution.
Yes.
Have you thought about selling it in other ways? I mean, maybe not starting with Walmart, maybe doing some pilots. If one of the problems you have if a large company order their order, you might not be able to satisfy it.
Yeah.
So maybe talk just a little bit how you plan on scaling before.
Right now, I have to get, right now with the numbers from the RSP, the corporate there in Milwaukee, 10,000 units would cost me roughly about $30,000. I'm also doing a Kickstarter campaign. We'll offer 10,000 units at $29 free shipping. So if I can get that on board, I don't need a full order, and you'd also get a good test group to see how many people would order it flat out the door. I'd be able to buy the molding material. The molds cost like $3,000, $3,100. So my full cost markup, I did all the math, forgot it because I'm an artist. It's like roughly $30,000 is what it would be to get 12,000 units right off the bat. And then if I'm offering 10,000 on Kickstarter, the ultimate dream would be to get rid of all of them. Then I would have 2,000 left over with $260,000 that I was thinking about even getting a van, putting the logo on it, and going around to different markets and just saying, hey, look, having kids test them out and saying they love them, and just playing PlayStation 4.
Yeah.
And then eventually make one for the Xbox One. Sorry.
That's where I think you're struggling. I think you need to reach out to professional gamers.
Yeah.
Have you thought about that?
Well, does anybody know who PewDiePie is?
Sure.
Yeah. Yeah, he knows. He's the most subscribed to person on YouTube, and I emailed him, and he actually emailed me back, which is exciting.
Yeah, that's your distribution.
Yeah. But that's the thing is I don't even have the money to get to that level right now. So, I don't have the money.
Have you considered contacting people on Twitch?
No, I'm not. Oh, that's a good idea. See? It's perfect to come to Proximity and get advice like that. And I love her presentation because I'm going to need business people to take their stuff. I'm just a professional dreamer. It's all I do. I just want to make cool stuff. That's it.
Is there any other questions? There's a ton of questions in the audience. All right, hold on.
Okay.
I'm going to help out. Here we go. Thank you.
Question?
Does it fit Xbox and PlayStation?
I'm going to be making, once these go, I'm not knowing if I'm going to be putting an insert in, because if you put an insert in, it might jostle it around to, make it all cattywampus, like no one's going to want that. I think I'd have to make it individually for each system, but I will be making one for the Xbox One. My brother and I co-bought. He lives in Grand Junction, comes down and visits every once in a while, so we split an Xbox One, and I've already found out ways that I want to improve that one, but I'm just concentrating on the PlayStation 4 right now.
Another question. Next question.
I just wondered, it seems fairly easy to reproduce. Is there a way to stop other people from making it? And that's
I'm getting a patent. I've got a patent pending on it right now. So.
Question one is there any way for him to protect the product that he's made?
Yeah.
He's got a patent pending. Any other questions? In the back.
Did you say your cost of production was $3 per unit?
No, $2.20 at 12,000 units, and $2.39 if I do 10,500.
So
That's your
you wanna
price,
sell
that's what you're selling for?
No, that's my price to me. Were you asking the cost? You're asking the cost,
Cost
right?
of production.
Cost of production, $2.20 at 12,000 units, and then starting them off at 26. I think that even if you get a rough market, it wouldn't be hard to turn $2 million to $3 million. May not go on forever. I mean, if I got 25%, that'd be $185 million in sale. Not counting the shirts would say, I got a handy job for Christmas, and on the back it says, for my game controller, you sicko.
We said this was an adult event. You all had drinks.
You
You're allowed to
guys
laugh.
the wrong places.
Okay. Any other questions? One question.
So I work in manufacturing, and ergonomics is a huge part of our interest.
Yeah.
Have you ever consulted with someone that specializes in ergonomics to find out if your design can be improved on?
Somebody was asking about that, if I could get a doctor.
Hint, hint, hint.
Yeah.
Sorry. That just kind of came out. Sorry.
You got my business card. Yeah, I've been looking into that, but right now I'm just trying to find a market and trying to get it out there as big as best as possible.
You gotta talk to Dr. Chris.
Along that same line, has anybody looked at product liability from an ergonomic standpoint?
No.
Sony has.
There's some lawyers in the room, in case you didn't know that. So I don't know where they're sitting. Okay. Anyways, any other questions? Any other questions? One question from the gentleman that Dennis is going to find out watching when he leaves.
No.
Excuse me, sir. You're going to come over here.
I don't need the mic.
Come on.
Sorry, 2 minutes and 50 seconds. Customers currently, so how many of these have you produced? I know you had the 8 people that actually went through it, but how many are in the market right now? Has anybody paid $26?
I've got 5 people that say they will pay. All of my stuff, I've got 3 different versions, and they've cost me $160, so I'm not selling those. Okay. I have to work with them. This one actually is slightly different from this one because I changed it, but obviously 3D print is not perfect, so I had to change it up a little bit. I have a gentleman when I first said I was going to sell it for $15, and then later went to 26. He's like, "You got to give it to me for the 15," and I said, "No, I don't." And he said he would pay 26. So.
You got a lot of energy here at the end of the night. Brian, yes, in the back.
Have you actually done a Kickstarter campaign?
Have you done a Kickstarter campaign?
I've done the video. The gentleman that was doing the video presentation. No, I filmed it.
No Kickstarter campaign yet.
Not on yet.
Application to Shark Tank though.
Yeah, application to Shark Tank is in.
I want to help with your Kickstarter video.
I want you to.
All right.
And I need her to help me with the business side.
Minute 40. Any questions left? Any? And right there. Oh.
One more, no?
Oh,
There's an argument in the back. There's a fight.
you in the back, sir, with the glasses. Oh, wait, one got glasses.
So there's probably a margin. It sounds like you've got a pretty large margin there.
Yeah.
Are you willing to, say, sell your first 10,000 units to an investor?
Yes.
Hold on.
Sells it out for you for less than what you're retailing at.
Question was, would you be willing to sell the first portion of your orders at a lesser price because you have a large margin?
See, as an artist that needs money, I would say yes, but as someone that's heard people do business, if I sell it that they pump out the door, then everyone's going to expect that price. So I would
No,
probably.
they wouldn't, because they wouldn't be able to buy it at that price.
Time to argument is after the 55 seconds to go away. Here we go. Any other questions?
Then
Going
yes,
once.
sir, I would sell it for that.
Going twice. Any more questions? No. Sold. Hey, good job. Good job. Woo! Okay, so